Hello everyone and welcome back to another My Porch Prints tutorials. This is Kyra and today I'm going to be continuing with our denim junk journal tutorial series. On Monday I released the video showing you how to create the base, and today we're going to be decorating. So let's go ahead and jump right in here and talk about some supplies. I did already mention this in the last video so that you could get them ahead of time if you watched that one, but just in case you missed it, we're going to be using the Summer Strawberries junk journal kits from the My Porch Prints Etsy shop. I printed off some of the ephemera on a piece of cardstock just for decorating purposes, and then I also printed some of that on canvas paper, which is less like paper and more like fabric. And I also printed one of the like checkered design papers on this same kind of material, and I figured I could use these as patches for decorating. So if you don't have any canvas paper, you can pick some up in our Amazon affiliate shop, which is linked down below in the description box, along with all of the other materials I'll be using in today's video, including things like our jute cord, some of our glue we use, some of the hardware we use. Anything you're looking for should be down in that description box, except for some of these fabric samples, which we actually picked up at like a thrift shop and things like that. So any fabric you have should work for this project. You just need some ribbons and some scraps to decorate your cover. And of course you'll be needing some denim for your denim junk journal cover, and hopefully you were able to find some kids jeans. I picked mine up from a thrift store, and I'm just cutting out one of the back pockets to use. Now the easiest thing to do would be to just use the pocket as is, but I like to make life very hard on myself, so I'm actually going to make this pocket a little bit smaller because I wanted more room for decorating on this cover. So what I did was I cut this pocket into quarters, and then I trimmed all of those individual pieces down to make them slightly smaller, and that way that makes the entire pocket slightly smaller when I kind of re-piece it back together. So you kind of have to decide how small you want your pocket. I'm kind of just eyeballing what I think looks good, and then I'm going to be cutting my pieces. You can see kind of right where the bottom cut is. I'm trying to match that at the top so that they align, and this is going to make like a really nice like cross cut. Hopefully that makes sense. This is one of those things that's a little bit easier to watch than it is to explain, so hopefully you guys can kind of get an idea of what I'm doing here. But I'm just trimming these pieces down, and you can align them where the seams are on the outside, and that will kind of help you make sure that you don't cut off too much or too little. We're just trying to get everything to line up nicely and create like a nice cross cut in the center. And what the pocket looks like is kind of up to you. I wanted mine to be well proportioned. Maybe you want yours a little taller or a little shorter. It's kind of up to you. I'm just trying to get most of my pieces even with one another and have it look like a normal pocket again when I reassemble it. And all of these pieces have a lining on the back, like a second lining, and I'm going to be cutting mine out because I'm going to be re-gluing these down. It's not necessary per se, but I think it's just going to make it a little bit easier to get everything nice and smooth and glued down without anything lifting. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to just grab that back lining and just snip it right off because we're going to be gluing these down to a new lining. And I'm going to be using the same jeans that I used to make the cover, and just take a extra, portion that I had left over from that part of the project, and I'm just going to glue all 4 of these pieces down. Just make sure that when you're doing that, you have them oriented properly, because sometimes, they're not cut to exact mirror images of one another, so it's possible that you might accidentally twist one around and get it the wrong way. So just double check before you glue everything down. And then I'm going to cut off the extra, lining on the back so that it looks nice and smooth. And I wanted to make a couple of patches here, so I'm going to be using just some, scrap paper to make a template. And to do that, I'm going to be tracing this kind of bottom right quadrant of my pocket onto that piece of paper here. And then I'm going to cut that out, but don't forget to mark where your little cuts are. I hope that makes sense, like where the cross sections are. That way you can kind of cut those and get the shape right. Again, this is one of those things I'm really struggling to describe what I'm trying to say here, but hopefully you can see. So that way it'll fit properly inside that inner seam like this. And then again, we're going to mark where that cross section is, and I'm going to use a ruler to help me get these lines nice and straight, and then I can cut those edges off and it should fit perfectly into our little quadrant. Now, if you make a mistake here, that's why we're making a template. So you can just make it again, try again as many times as you need until you get it right. And this top left quadrant is just a square. So actually all I have to do is measure the dimensions of that square and then cut it out. And now I have both of my little templates that I can use on this scrap piece of fabric that I have. And you can pin this in place, you can hold it in place, you can tape it in place, whatever you got to do to keep it still. And then you can just cut out those little sections. And I'm going to be gluing mine down because this is so small, but if you wanted to, you could also stitch these down. It's kind of up to you. And I wanted to cover up where I made these, cross cuts a little bit. They're pretty invisible, but I thought it would just be cute to add a little bit of jute cord. So I'm just going to glue those down to kind of bring out that cross section a little bit more and just give this bit more of like a shabby decorative look. And I know this was a bit of effort, but honestly, this turned out to be one of my favorite parts of the journal. I think this pocket's so cute. Maybe I should do this more to some of my actual jean pockets. All right, so I have some of these canvas prints, but I thought they were a little bit big. So I decided to make another template here out of a piece of paper. I just folded the paper in half and then drew a little half a heart. And then when I cut that out, I have this kind of perfect mirrored image of a heart that I can use as a template. And I'm just gonna go ahead and cut this shape out of this little patch here. And then I also went around the edges with a little bit of distress ink in the color Ground Espresso just to make it look more like a whole piece and not just part of a cutout. And then I'm going to begin with decorating the spine. So I'm taking some more of that scrap fabric that I have that matches the design on the pocket. And I did fray the edges the same way that we frayed the edges of our journal, just kind of pulling some strings out until I got this kind of cute shabby edge. And then I'm going to just take a couple of pieces of that and glue it down to my spine. I kind of had to get creative with the shapes here because I had a very limited amount of this fabric. And then I took these belt loops off of a Wrangler pair of jeans I mentioned in the first video. I just cut them off and they're kind of nice and stiff and sturdy, so they should hold their shape. I'm just gluing them down with FABRI TAC. They seem to be holding really well, but I wouldn't, yank on them. So if you really want these to stick, you might want to try like super glue or even try sewing them, like hand stitching them to the spine. And, if you're worried about them falling off. But this is kind of what it looks like when it's all done. I think it's pretty cute. I really like this. This is another one of my favorite parts of this journal. And now I'm going to just begin decorating the cover. So I'm using a lot of like little scraps and just kind of cutting out little squares and overlapping them. I did try to sort of mirror my design from the top left corner down in the top right corner. So using a couple of, familiar fabric pieces. So if I'm using like a burlap square in the top corner, I want to also use a burlap square down in this bottom right corner. And that's kind of going to mirror the design and make things feel less random and a little bit more purposeful. Hopefully that makes some sense. This did take me some time to figure out the design that I liked. I did have to lay things out for quite a while before I found something that I thought looked good. So feel free to kind of experiment and try things out on your own until you get something that you like. I feel like I was really pushing myself with this journal creatively, kind of experimenting and trying a lot of new things I've never done before. I've never really worked with denim in a junk journal. I've never frayed the edges of a junk journal like this. I was working with more color than I typically do. So it was a lot of experimenting and just trying new things. I think overall it was pretty successful. You'll kind of have to be the judge and let me know what you think. But ultimately, I'm pretty happy with how this turned out. So the only last thing that I'm going to be doing today is decorating the inside cover, just to kind of show you what you could do. You could use like a full panel of denim, and that would be the fastest way to do it. Otherwise, you could do more in-depth decorating. So like I took a small panel of the leftover denim I had, and I frayed the edges and just glued that down to kind of hide that hidden spine template. And then I'm kind of mirroring what I did on the cover here, just taking some leftover scraps and squares that I had, gluing them down, kind of, doing that same thing where I'm using whatever I have at the top also at the bottom so that it looks purposeful. And I'm also turning some of these denim scraps into pockets, so that's kind of cute, and I figured I could tuck a couple of little ephemera pieces in there just to give it some more decoration and color. And then originally I had this idea of using a paint pen to add some faux stitching to the cover of my junk journal, but two things happened. One, I kind of chickened out. Two, my paint pen, I accidentally left the lid off of it and it dried out, so I wasn't able to get it to work. So I had to use just a regular paintbrush and some acrylic paint and just carefully drew little dashes around some of these pockets. I wanted to kind of do it on the inside of the cover and see if I liked it before bringing it to the outside. Ultimately, I wasn't entirely sure how I felt about it, so you'll have to let me know. Do you like the stitching or not? And then I also added, some buttons, some charms, some bows here and there, and that kind of finished up the inside cover decorating. So, if you can go ahead and pause the video if you want to take a more in-depth look at anything, but this is going to basically finish up our denim junk journal. Like I mentioned in that first video, I got this whole journal done in 2 days, and that's because I'm on a scheduled crunch because of the work I do. I have to edit everything and post everything and then make another project for the next week. So I only had 2 days to get this done. You could certainly take more time and maybe make things look a little bit more finessed, but considering I only had 2 days, I actually really like how this turned out, and I've already found a use for the extra denim. My cat has decided that it makes the perfect cat pillow, and I think I'm gonna go ahead and just let him have it because he looks so happy. But otherwise, that is going to finish today's project. So thank you guys so much for crafting along with me. Please remember to like and subscribe. It really does help our channel grow, and that means everything to us. So thanks again for watching, and I will see you in the next tutorial. Bye!